Have you ever thought about what it would be like if we could communicate with animals?
Oh yeah, I can just picture it now. I'd finally be able to tell my cat to stop judging me every time I eat a whole pizza by myself.
And imagine being able to ask a dog for dating advice. Hey, Rover, what do you think of my chances with that poodle next door?
Ha! That would be rough. But I'm more interested in talking to birds. I'd love to know what they're always chirping about.
Or talking to fish. Hey, Nemo, how's the water today?
I'm sure they'd have some great fish tales to tell. Speaking of tales, have you seen the new show about talking animals on Netflix?
No, but I heard it's possum.
It's definitely not for everyone, but I found it quite amusing.
Well, I'll have to check it out. But first, I need to go apologize to my goldfish for forgetting to feed him this morning.
Better shell out some extra flakes for him as penance.
Yeah, I don't want him to get crabby with me. Thanks for the punishment reminder.
No problem, always happy to scale up the humor. Let me know how the apology goes, I'm sure your fish will be fin.
I'll keep you posted. In the meantime, let's brainstorm some more absurd topics to discuss. How about the possibility of time travel via a magical toaster?
Ah, yes. Back to the Future toast. We could finally have breakfast with the dinosaurs.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like if dogs could talk?
Yeah, and then they would finally be able to tell us how much they really hate being dressed up in those ridiculous Halloween costumes.
I can see it now, a Great Dane in a Superman outfit, complete with a red cape and boots.
Or a Chihuahua in a hot dog costume, chasing after its own tail.
But imagine the conversations we could have with them. They could tell us all their secrets, like how many times they've stolen food off the kitchen counter.
And all the dirt they have on the neighborhood cats.
Speaking of cats, have you heard about the one that became a billionaire after inventing a new type of litter box?
Wow, that's one clever kitty. But I bet the other cats are just jealous and trying to claw their way to the top.
They'll never get there, not unless they start thinking outside the litter box.
Yeah, but let's not forget about the dogs. They could start their own fashion line or even open up a restaurant chain serving gourmet dog treats.
And they could have their own talk show, interviewing celebrity dogs like Lassie and Scooby. Doo.
The possibilities are endless. Who knows, maybe they'll even start their own political party and run for office.
Can you imagine a president Labrador Retriever? I promise to fetch prosperity and bury corruption.
Well, one thing's for sure, if dogs could talk, the world would never be the same.
Did you hear about the guy who invented lifesavers?
No, what happened?
He made a mint.
That's a pretty bad pun. Speaking of mints, have you ever tried to eat a whole pack of Altoids at once?
No, but I'm sure that would leave a refreshing taste in your mouth.
Very funny. But seriously, I read an article about a guy who got a PhD in studying the effects of hair gel on sea otters.
What? Why would anyone do that?
I guess he wanted to know if sea otters could achieve the perfect slicked back look. Or maybe he just really likes otters.
Well, I heard that they're making a movie about a detective who solves crimes with the power of interpretive dance.
Of course they are. What's it called? Footloose and Fancy Sleuth?
I don't know, but I heard the villain is a former ballerina who uses pirouettes to distract her victims.
Sounds like a real dance-off between good and evil.
I think we just came up with a new sitcom idea.
Yeah, we should call it The Dancing Detectives.
And we could have a recurring character who is a clumsy cop that always ends up tripping over their own feet.
Perfect. And we could have a musical number at the end of every episode where the whole cast dances together.
And we could get guest stars to play suspects who are secretly amazing dancers.
This is going to be the best show ever. We'll be rich and famous.
Yeah, and we can use our newfound wealth to fund our own sea otter hair gel research.
Hey, you never know, it could be the next big thing.
Well, whatever happens, one thing's for sure, we'll be dancing all the way to the bank.
You said it. Let's get to work on that pilot script.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to have a pet dinosaur?
Oh sure, because walking a dog isn't challenging enough. Let's bring back an extinct species just for kicks.
Come on, it would be awesome. We could ride it around like in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, until it eats us and then we become the ones extinct. Pass.
Okay, fine, what about a pet robot?
You mean like our 2D2? He'll follow us around and beep like a malfunctioning microwave?
No, a robot that can do anything. Clean the house, cook dinner, and even give us back massages.
Ah yes, because what's better than a machine with the ability to malfunction and hurt you in the process?
Okay, how about this one, a pet alien?
And where do you propose we find a pet alien? Are we just gonna stroll down to Area 51 and ask to adopt one?
Hey, you never know. They could be hiding in plain sight, just like the Men in Black movies.
Yeah, because adopting an alien is a great idea. I can already hear the intergalactic lawyers lining up to sue us for mistreatment.
Alright, you win. I guess we'll just stick with boring old cats and dogs.
Hey, don't knock cats and dogs. They may not be able to fly or shoot lasers out of their eyes, but they love us unconditionally.
Yeah, you're right. I guess I'll stick to my loyal dog, even if he can't time travel.
Who needs time travel when you can just binge watch Doctor Who?
True, and at least we won't have to worry about our pet robot turning on us or our pet alien enslaving humanity.
And if we ever do need some excitement, we can always just pretend to be secret agents like in James Bond.
Yeah, we'll need to get some cool gadgets though, like a watch that shoots lasers.
Or a car that can turn invisible.
Or a pen that doubles as a grappling hook.
Okay, now you're just being ridiculous.
Hey, it's not like we're gonna adopt an alien anytime soon. We might as well dream big with our spy gadgets.
Fair enough. But let's start with a simple walk in the park with our furry friends, shall we?
Agreed. But if we see a suspicious-looking person, I'm definitely going to pretend I have a watch that shoots lasers.
And I'll pretend my dog is a trained spy. It'll be our secret agent cover story.
Did you hear about the new restaurant that only serves food on sticks?
That's ridiculous. What's next? A restaurant that only serves food in hats?
Ha! That would be hilarious. Imagine ordering a burger and it comes out with a top hat on it.
Or ordering a salad and it comes out with a beret on top. They could call it the salad to eel.
Okay, now you're just being cheesy. But speaking of food, have you tried the new hot sauce that's supposed to be so spicy it'll make you breathe fire?
Oh yeah, I tried it. It was so hot, I had to call the fire department to put out the flames.
Oh wow, I bet they were impressed with your dragon breath.
Yeah, they said they've never seen anyone turn into a mythical creature before.
Well, at least you didn't have to worry about keeping warm that night.
Yeah, I was practically a walking furnace.
You should have charged people for a light show with all that fire breathing.
I could have made a fortune. Speaking of fortunes, have you heard about that new psychic who claims he can tell the future by reading people's coffee grounds?
Oh great, another con artist trying to make a quick buck.
Yeah, but imagine how easy it would be to fool him. Just bring in a bag of dirt and say it's your coffee grounds.
Or better yet, bring in a cup of tea and see if he can predict what flavor it is.
Oh, I like that. We could call it Psych TC.
That's terrible, but I love it. We should start our own psychic business.
Yeah, we could make up all kinds of ridiculous predictions and charge people an arm and a leg for them.
And then we can retire on a beach somewhere, sipping tea and watching the waves.
Sounds like a plan to me. But first, let's finish our food on sticks.
Hey, have you ever wondered what it would be like if dogs could talk?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'd have a lot to say about all the times we've yelled, "Who's a good boy?" in their faces.
And imagine if they had accents. You could have a little Chihuahua with a thick Mexican accent.
Or a Rottweiler with a deep, German accent. He could bark orders at you like a drill sergeant.
But what if their accents changed depending on the type of dog food they ate? Like, if they had a fancy feast, they'd develop a French accent.
That's rough. But what if they had their own reality show? Keeping Up with the Canines. We could follow a pack of dogs as they navigate the dog park scene and try to make fetch happen.
And what if they had their own talk show, The Late Bark with Jimmy Kibble? They could interview other famous dogs like Lassie and Scooby. Doo.
And don't forget about the canine comedians. There's got to be some hilarious dog puns out there. Why was the dog such a good storyteller? Because he had a tale to tell.
That one's a bit of a Shih Tzu.
Hey, don't be so snappy. I'm just trying to make you laugh.
Well, you're definitely fetching a few chuckles out of me. Maybe we should pitch our dog-themed sitcom to Hollywood.
Yeah, we could call it Positively Hilarious. It'll be a hit, I can feel it in my bones. Or should I say, my bow wows.
Okay, that's enough dog puns for one day. But seriously, let's start working on that pitch. Who knows, maybe we'll become the next big sitcom writers.
Sounds good to me. I'm already wagging my tail in anticipation.
Hey, have you heard of the new trend where people are paying ridiculous amounts of money for virtual land?
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I mean, who needs actual property when you can own a pixelated version of it?
Exactly, next thing you know we'll be paying for virtual air. Can't wait to see how much a virtual oxygen tank costs.
Ha! And I bet we'll have virtual landlords who kick us out of our virtual homes for not paying rent on time.
Don't forget about virtual natural disasters. Hurricanes, tornadoes, and pixelated floods.
Yeah, and if our virtual house burns down, we can always ask our virtual friends to lend us a virtual couch to crash on.
I just hope there won't be any virtual hoarders. Imagine stepping into someone's virtual house and being buried alive by their collection of virtual trinkets.
Or worse, a virtual reality TV show where contestants compete for the title of Best Virtual Housekeeper.
Well, if all else fails, we can always go back to playing good old-fashioned board games. Just watch out for the virtual board game bandits.
Yeah, they'll steal all your virtual Monopoly money and leave you virtual bankrupt. It's a dog-eat-dog virtual world out there.
I guess we'll just have to stick to our real lives for now, and hope that virtual reality doesn't take over completely.
Agreed. I don't think I could handle living in a world where the only way to get a promotion is by being the top player in a virtual office simulator.
Or a world where the only way to find love is by swiping right on a virtual dating app.
It's a scary thought, but at least we can always rely on good old-fashioned human connection.
Yeah, nothing beats a real-life conversation with a real-life friend.
Exactly. Now let's put down our phones and enjoy some real-life pizza.
Sounds good to me. Let's hope the delivery guy doesn't get lost in a virtual world and end up delivering our pizza to a pixelated tree.